Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you love a good mystery, especially one that sends a shiver down your spine, you're in the right place. Today we're heading down under to Perth, Australia, to explore a case that has baffled researchers for decades, the Karrakatta Cemetery case. Get ready because this one is truly chilling. It all began on a seemingly ordinary night in 1992. A woman whose identity has been protected was driving near the historic Karrakatta Cemetery. For those unfamiliar, it's one of the largest and oldest cemeteries in Western Australia, a place steeped in history and, as we'll find out, a fair bit of mystery. As she drove, her journey was abruptly and terrifyingly interrupted. A blinding, intense white light suddenly descended from the sky, engulfing her and her car completely. The next thing she knew, she was awake. But everything was wrong. She wasn't near the cemetery anymore. She found herself miles away from her original location, disoriented and confused. Her car was pulled over on the side of the road, but eerily the engine was still running, humming, as if nothing had happened. When she checked the time, a cold dread washed over her. Several hours had vanished, gone, unaccounted for, with no memory of what had transpired within that gap. This phenomenon, known as missing time, is one of the most common and disturbing elements reported in alleged abduction experiences. Imagine the sheer panic and confusion. One moment you're driving, the next you've been teleported through time and space with no explanation. Her ordeal, however, was far from over. When she finally got home and could properly assess the situation, the mystery deepened. She discovered strange, inexplicable marks on her body. They weren't bruises or scratches she could explain away. They were unusual, almost geometric in pattern, and she had no idea how they got there. And it gets even stranger. Her clothes, the very ones she was wearing during the incident, were covered in a fine, unexplained metallic residue. It glittered under the light, an alien substance that had no business being there. Where did it come from? What was it? These questions had no easy answers. The physical evidence, the marks and the residue, seemed to support her incredible story that something profound and physical had happened to her during those lost hours. Now, you might be thinking this was just an isolated, bizarre incident, but it wasn't. As news of her experience slowly came to light, something fascinating happened. Other people started coming forward. Several independent witnesses who were in the vicinity of Karrakatta Cemetery on that very same night reported seeing mysterious lights in the sky. They described them as moving erratically, performing maneuvers that no conventional aircraft could. These lights were seen hovering directly above the cemetery before silently zipping away. Their testimony corroborated the initial part of the woman's story, that something highly unusual was in the sky that night. When paranormal investigators and UFO researchers got involved, they were immediately struck by the woman's state. She was in deep emotional distress, genuinely traumatized by her experience. She wasn't seeking fame or fortune. She was seeking answers and a way to cope with an event that had shattered her sense of reality. The investigators noted that her profound distress, combined with the significant period of missing time, were classic hallmarks of abduction accounts from around the globe. They interviewed her extensively. Over and over again, she recounted her fragmented memories. Despite the bizarre nature of her claims, her story never wavered. She remained consistent in every detail she could remember, from the overwhelming brilliance of the light to the sheer terror of her subsequent awakening. Her sincerity was palpable. The researchers, many of whom were seasoned skeptics used to debunking hoaxes, found themselves impressed. They believed she wasn't lying. She was genuinely convinced of the reality of her terrifying experience. Of course, skeptics have tried to offer alternative explanations. Could it have been a medical episode, a vivid dream, or a psychological break? Perhaps the lights were simply misidentified aircraft or atmospheric phenomena. While these are possibilities, they don't fully account for all the specific details of the case. They don't explain the physical marks, the metallic residue on her clothes, or the multiple independent witnesses who saw strange lights over the cemetery at the exact same time. The pieces just don't quite fit into any conventional puzzle. The Karrakatta Cemetery case remains a profound enigma. The evidence, while compelling, is ultimately limited. There's no crashed spaceship or alien artifact left behind. What we have is the powerful, consistent, and deeply sincere testimony of a traumatized woman, supported by physical traces and independent eyewitness accounts. The combination of these elements makes it incredibly difficult to dismiss outright. It's not a case built on a single person's wild story. It has layers that suggest something truly anomalous occurred. This incident has cemented its place as one of Australia's eeriest and most perplexing UFO encounters. It sits in that unsettling space between the known and the unknown, challenging our understanding of the world. It reminds us that sometimes the most frightening stories are the ones that leave us with more questions than answers. What really happened to that woman near Karrakatta Cemetery? What were those lights seen by multiple people? Was it a brush with something not of this world? We may never know for sure, and that's the haunting legacy of the Karrakatta Cemetery case. It is a chilling reminder that there might be mysteries in our world that are beyond our current comprehension, events that happen in the blink of an eye and leave a lifetime of questions. What do you guys think? Was this a genuine abduction, a strange natural phenomenon, or something else entirely? Let me know your theories down in the comments section below. I'd love to read what you think happened that night in Perth. Thank you so much for joining me on this deep dive into the unknown. If you enjoyed this video and want to explore more strange and mysterious cases from around the world, please do me a huge favor and hit that like button. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss our next adventure into the unexplained. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay curious. Hello and welcome to Myths, the channel where we pull back the curtain on the unknown and peer into the shadows of our world. I'm your host and guide, and together we're about to embark on a journey through the most captivating and unsettling stories ever told. Have you ever looked up at the night sky and wondered if we're truly alone? Have you ever felt a chill run down your spine while walking through a dark forest, convinced something was watching you from just beyond the tree line? You've come to the right place. Here at Myths, we are fascinated by the inexplicable. We're talking about everything from the sleek, silent craft that dance through our skies to the strange lights that defy all known laws of physics. We'll delve deep into the lore of UFOs and alien encounters, dissecting famous cases like the Roswell incident. Was it a weather balloon, as the official story goes, or was it something not of this world? We'll examine the evidence, scrutinize the witness testimonies, and explore the sprawling government cover-ups that have fueled speculation for decades. But our quest for the truth doesn't stop at the stars. We'll also be treading carefully into the realm of the paranormal. We'll explore haunted locations where spirits are said to linger, telling the stories of disembodied voices, ghostly apparitions, and objects that move on their own. We'll investigate cursed artifacts that seem to bring misfortune to anyone who possesses them, and we'll try to understand the nature of poltergeists, demons, and other entities that seem to cross over from another dimension. These are the stories that have been whispered around campfires for generations, tales that make the hair on your arms stand on end. And what about the creatures that lurk in the unexplored corners of our planet? I'm talking about cryptids. We'll join the hunt for the legendary Bigfoot, sifting through footprint casts, grainy photographs, and chilling audio recordings of its supposed calls. We'll travel to the misty lochs of Scotland in search of Nessie, and we'll track the terrifying chupacabra through the Americas, examining the strange animal mutilations left in its wake. We'll even venture into the skies to look for the Mothman, that winged harbinger of doom. Are these creatures undiscovered species, interdimensional beings, or simply products of our collective imagination? Beyond modern mysteries, we will also journey back in time to uncover the power of ancient legends and global folklore. From the forgotten cities of antiquity that hint at advanced, lost civilizations to the epic tales of gods and monsters that shaped entire cultures, these stories hold more than just entertainment. They contain kernels of truth about our ancestors, their fears, and their understanding of the cosmos. We'll explore how these ancient myths continue to influence us today, echoing in our art, our literature, and our deepest held beliefs. Each week, I'll be here, narrating these incredible tales. My goal is to present them with a blend of historical research, eyewitness accounts, and expert analysis, all brought to life with immersive visuals and atmospheric sound design. This isn't just about telling spooky stories, it's about asking the big questions. We want to create a community of open-minded truth seekers, a place where you can share your own strange encounters and theories without judgment. I genuinely want to hear from you. If you've ever seen something you couldn't explain or experienced a moment that defied logic, please share your story in the comments below. Your experience could be the missing piece of a much larger puzzle. So, if you're someone who is drawn to the mysterious, who isn't afraid to question the official narrative, and who believes that there is more to this reality than meets the eye, then I invite you to join us. This is more than just a channel. It's a community dedicated to exploring the frontiers of human knowledge and imagination. We're here to chase the shadows and uncover the truths that lie hidden within them. Thank you for joining me for this introduction. If you're ready to start this adventure, make sure you subscribe to myths like this video and hit that notification bell so you do not miss a single moment of our journey into the unknown. The truth is out there, and together we're going to find it. The unknown awaits.